So with the countdown to WrestleMania damn near over, it's been extended media week, press run, if you will. Kind of like NFL Super Bowl media week in a way, you know? There's all kinds of pro wrestling content and different things going on, and it's wild to see one of the greatest to ever do it and still involved in the business with everything he does over at NXT, but not an active wrestler. The Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, getting a lot of attention and headlines. And damn, man, did y'all see the way they the way they're roasting his kids, man? The 3 Chin Suite music, or what is it saying? The Heart Attack Kid, Shawn Michaels, I guess. I don't know. Their father is actually Bam Bam Bigelow. They're going all the way in on him. Pause. Genetics didn't do the same as the original. I'm just a hefty boy. I mean, you got to leave the kids out of it. This is fucked up, man. And I don't know. Hopefully HBK and his family just ignores this. Like, obviously, a lot of people love Shawn Michaels. A lot of people hate him. A lot of real heat. Right aside from being truly one of the greats in all kinds of accomplishments under his belt, he has a very complicated career and past with the business, as far as the losing his smile and never wanting to drop a belt. He almost gets compared in a way, not really, but politically, with the backstage politics, almost to the "that don't work for me, brother" Hulk Hogan vibes. But I don't know if you guys saw it yesterday or a few days ago, actually it was. I'm a little late on this one. James Romero. I remember one time RVD called him the wanker or something like that? I don't know. He's a heavyweight with major status in the internet wrestling community, but he got something really wrong yesterday, and it's not no major deal, but I gotta crack a joke at least, man. Did you guys see this interview he's talking about where he's calling Shawn Michaels out for being full of ish, a damn liar? He was talking about that Carmelo Anthony interviewed him, and he did say, yo, I don't know much about U.S. sports, but I know Carmelo Anthony because I used to play, I think, 2K or something like that, and I used to demolish the Knicks. And it's like, dude, not only is that not Carmelo Anthony, it doesn't even look remotely anything like Melo. Like, what in the world were you talking about, man? You know what I'm saying? Did you get super kicked or something? Did you used to get high with just incredible Aldo Montoya and have that yellow jock strap over your face or something? Like, what in the world were you talking about, man? I don't understand where he got this is Carmelo Anthony. Someone fill me in on the mistake. But like I said, I'm just busting balls a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's all in fun. It's the internet, you know? So roast me, compliment me, interact in some way in the comment section below, subscribe, like the video and all that stuff. Help me build up this platform, WrestleQuest, where we're just going to talk pro wrestling with you guys, you know, and I want to get this thing going, get a little community. We can do live streams and have a lot of fun with this. But tap in and let me know if you saw his video. He was saying Shawn Michaels is full of ish. He isn't buying the born again good guy, I'm humble nowadays Christian act, as we've heard over and over again about how Shawn was cutthroat backstage. I saw someone leave in his comments, hey, Bret, swear to God on everything, my hands are clean on this one. You guys remember that? The Wrestling with Shadows footage that was caught right after the Montreal Screwjob? I mean, I get it. He was going along with the Screwjob with Vince. Tap in and let me know what you think that says about his character. But as far as for those that say, well, he had to do what he had to do, or Vince is the boss, he calls the shots, he didn't have to go as far as swearing on everything on God, you know. But I guess maybe some could look at that as kind of a panoramic view from all the way around, from being lost in the sauce, an egomaniac, narcissistic, trying to cut down any talent that's on the come up, and having a drug issue and all that. So I saw people leaving that in the comments too, like maybe because if y'all see what it is by the thumbnail, we're talking about The Rock, right? How you know, he downplayed that he attempted to bully The Rock. That's the thing too. A lot of people reference like Shawn Michaels bullied The Rock. I think it was more like attempted to bully The Rock, because listen, The Rock obviously is a legacy pro wrestler. his family smartened up to a lot of the politics, and he literally grew up in the business, in the locker room. You know what I'm saying? But aside from that, Shawn Michaels couldn't physically even come close to bullying The Rock. I think that's something that gets lost in translation so often about The Rock. The Rock, not the type of guy that starts ish, but he can definitely finish it, and was like a legit tough guy. I'm not saying he's known as a barroom brawler or anything like that, but I've heard many individuals say, yo, The Rock was not scary. He could get busy. And just because he was minding his P's and his Q's, he wasn't getting bullied. Like Shawn Michaels wasn't literally bullying The Rock. But I 100% believe he definitely tried to quote unquote bully him and, you know, push him down the card and just be a hater and be a snake, to keep it real. But with all that being said, James Romero played a little bit of a clip from a Bret Hart audiobook where Bret was talking about how he stuck up for Bret. He stuck up for The Rock. He wasn't about to let the Clique pull their bull-ish with him. And how at that point in time, he was going to be booked to take the IC title off The Rock, right? Because we got Bret and The Rock, but we never got Bret and Shawn Michaels. And it was really more like Bret and Rocky Maivia. Obviously, Shawn talked about that in this clip of the interview that Romero was reacting to. But as far as why we never got The Rock and Shawn Michaels and their, you know, him trying to put it off on The Rock, like, yo, he don't like me, and play down his side of things. Which again, comment if you feel like Shawn isn't as humble and in a truly better man these days than he used to be, or what your take is on that interview. There's another part to this that I kind of wanted to go over, something that this was a big deal when it first aired, but I didn't see that much people talk about it after the initial buzz of it all died down.
First things were great. I was being myself and my popularity was skyrocketing. So Vince used my growing stature to create a little unrest in the nation of domination.
The Rock feels like this, Farouk. You are the greatest thing since an egg white omelet. So The Rock offers you this.
You see, I just bought my fellow nation members Rolexes. But I had a special gift for Farouk.
Hey, go ahead. Show the world. Why don't you turn around here?
God, I love that angle. My recipe for success was simple. I trusted my gut and good things would happen.
Damn, kid. I ain't heard a pop like that in years, man. Thanks, brother.
The Attitude Era was taking off in the WWF. Attendance records across the country and our rosters were stacked.
Rest in peace. I got 2 words for you. Suck it.
You ain't got the balls to beat me.
And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. I'm Chad Frost.
Wait, who's Chad Frost?
At the time, Chad and Stone Cold were the 2 biggest stars in the WWF.
Really? I know everyone from that era, and I don't remember a Chad Frost.
I'll get to that. But first...
Hey, Rock, we're gonna go grab some beers. You wanna join? No, I like to wake up in the next town I'm wrestling. Yo, I promise you'll wake up in the next town. You just might not know how you got there. What's something I can reel him in with and then destroy him?
Well, you ever notice how he speaks in promos?
Look at The Rock. So pleased with himself. He's got his own name on his ass. You know, Triple H, that's why they call you the cerebral assassin, because there's not one detail that gets by you. But speaking of asses, is yours okay? Because every time you talk, you sound constipated.
Could have ended there, but my gut told me to push it.
Tonight, I am the game. And for the next 20 minutes, I'm going to be talking like this and saying absolutely nothing.
You were a minute heavy on that promo.
You gotta stay on time, Dewey. Yes, sir. What the hell, man? You were going to insult me, not do some long-ass impression? I got us a pop. You got yourself a pop. Man, you have a really big head. When you only look out for yourself, no one's gonna want to work with you. So why don't you go take your funny lines and stick them up your... I don't get it, man. I do an impression, the crowd pops, and Hunter's whining about it, saying I'm only looking out for myself. Look, man, you're blown up. The company clearly sees your star potential. Then what's the problem? As someone rises, someone else has to fall.
Bit of an announcement. Unfortunately, Chad Frost has injured his knee and will be out for 6 months. That's a blow to the roster, so the rest of the company will need to step up while he recovers.
I guess that's the only way I'm getting a vacation. Right, good. Second look. Hey, hang in there, Chad. Nah, I'll be all right. Hey, keep killing it, Rock. I appreciate that, brother. You got it. That's rough. Chad is a class act.
Yeah, totally. But Chad Frost and Stone Cold are the company's two biggest stars. With him out, that's a big hole at the top of the card. Vince is going to be looking for somebody to fill it.
What the Rock is cooking.
Dwayne, you went heavy again. I don't love it when people mess with the timing of the show. Throws everything out of whack.
Of course, I'll work on it.
Good. You know, SummerSlam's just around the corner. I'm thinking about putting you up against Triple H in a ladder match.
Serious?
Yeah. You would be the match before the main event. Stone Cold had that slot at last year's SummerSlam. This year, he headlined WrestleMania.
It's amazing. Thank you.
But I can't have you going heavy. Especially since I've been hearing things.
Hearing things? What things?
Don't worry about it. It's not important. This is a big moment. A lot of eyeballs on you. I want to make sure you can handle that kind of spotlight the way I need you to. Can't have you getting a big head, you know?
Right. Big head. Come after my big head. What are you talking about? You can't handle the heat in the ring, so you go off and tattle to Daddy Vince behind my back? Whoa, I didn't tattle about nothing to nobody, especially not to Vince. You need to get your story straight. And Triple H denied the whole thing.
What whole thing?
He was the one who trash-talked me to Vince behind my back. Told him I had a big head or something like that, which is true, technically, but it's proportionally right for my body.
It wasn't him. I know because I was there when it happened.
Look, all I'm saying is Rock ain't ready. I mean, he thinks he's better than everybody. The guys don't trust him. I just don't know if he can handle the top spot.
I appreciate you telling me this. It matters to me what my best guys think.
So do you guys remember that back then, Young Rock? What a great show, man. I truly love that show. I definitely think they were supposed to have a 4th season. I mean, for sure, they most definitely could, but I really feel like season 3 wasn't supposed to be all that we were going to get. And back when this episode happened, I bull issue not, a lot of people thought that Chad Frost was Ahmed Johnson. And real quick, I throw this in a lot of my videos. People always bust my balls. Like I said, you want to roast me, talk greasy in the comment section. Ahmed Johnson was my favorite wrestler. And listen, nowadays we see Ahmed was probably his own worst enemy. And maybe he was a bit of an egomaniac back then, drinking his own Kool-Aid a bit too much. Right. And he could definitely work on some things and was injury prone. You're out of your mind if you don't believe that Ahmed Johnson was truly a world championship contender. Both times this guy was set to get that title shot. When he won the IC title and won that battle royal for the day after SummerSlam, he was set to face Shawn Michaels. And then later when he turned heel with the Nation, he was set to face The Undertaker. Injured both times, you know, but there's a lot to be said with Ahmed, and I don't want to get too off track on this video, but, you know, it just sucks to see nowadays people just try to roast Ahmed Johnson and talk about him like he was nothing but a meme and a pure joke. Like, that's not accurate at all. But back to what we're talking about here, obviously, and I want to say off top, Kevin Nash indeed confirmed that Chad Frost is HBK. The video's out there. I didn't include the clip in this one. Maybe I should have. You know, once again, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Join the discussion. Help me build this thing up. it's making these things in my spare time. So, at this point when I'm just trying to build up, maybe that's something I would have put in, but I'm leaving it out. But comment and let me know if you've seen that, where Kevin Nash 100% confirmed that was indeed Shawn Michaels. And the whole Ahmed Johnson thing, they were like, Stone Cold and Chad Frost were two of the biggest stars who were over back then. Like, Ahmed Johnson was legitimately up in that conversation for quite some time. And I think the fact that he made Chad Frost, the character, a black dude, it fucked people up that it was Shawn Michaels. I wonder if there was something with the M&Ms, like that just seemed a bit too precise, that when he was in there, not stooging him out to Vince, hating on him to Vince, snaking him to Vince, he's got a big head, he's just not ready. If he was heard that HBK was eating M&Ms, or there's some kind of inside joke with that. Like, do y'all feel me on that? That just feels too specific, like that was supposed to mean something. It looked like, didn't he say he had to get a knee procedure, or was a knee injury, which Shawn did indeed have back then, if I'm not mistaken. And it's just pretty interesting how he did that with the alias or pseudonym or whatever you call it, but that really speaks to the fact that in his own TV show, 3 seasons, I think this was season 3, like episode 8 or something like that. You have limited time to talk about what you want to put into these episodes, and that made it. So it's definitely like a big deal, which speaks to the fact that there is bigger heat than maybe us as fans know, or more of a history between The Rock and Shawn Michaels. And there's been rumors over the years that it went back to Shawn Michaels being disrespectful to The Rock's family in Hawaii with one of their promotions or something like that. Do y'all believe that to be true, or what? When you see something like this, it really makes you think, like, damn, like, they really do not pluck with each other. And it's just wild to hear Shawn Michaels just kind of, oh yeah, you never got Rock versus HBK. He didn't like me, and he was only Rocky Maivia then, this, that, and the third, and kind of just, brush it off like it's nothing. It's just pretty intriguing, So with all that being said, guys, let's get this discussion going in the comments. Once again, rock with me over here, sub, all that good-ish. Apologies to repeat myself. But, what was it? Is HBK still got those flucked up tendencies from back then, even though he might have turned over a new leaf? Do you think he's just one of these fake-ass born-again Christians? Or was he just too high and forgot it all? And let's not also forget, on the tail end of this, I don't know if I included that part in the clip, but when The Rock pressed Triple H, like, yo, you're going to go and ish on me, which he should have known then, if it wasn't Triple H, it was his buddy HBK, because Triple H came at him with, you got a big ego, a big head, you get yourself a pop, no one's going to want to work with you. And then it got to Vince that he's got a big head, and it turned out to not be Triple H. Yeah, like, if it wasn't Triple H, it most definitely was someone very close to him, and it indeed was Shawn Michaels. But, here we are today. The Rock owns shares in WWE. Him and Triple H, who is still heavily involved. I mean, they're all involved with the company in a capacity or whatever. Obviously, we know Triple H is high in the office. Shawn Michaels doing great things, big things with NXT. I mean, man, like, NXT, just clearly the best brand still. Let me know if you agree with all that. But, back then, after all this, he had to go out there and continue to work that program with Triple H at SummerSlam. And they had that amazing ladder match that went down in the books. And, they were able to keep it professional and handle business. And, that's just one thing about Shawn Michaels. Like, a lot of these WWE people don't want to speak out. I mean, there's the people that don't like Shawn. That's like, yeah, he wouldn't drop a title or whatever. But then there's a lot of people who ain't necessarily Shawn Michaels friends, but they're just kind of neutral, and they'll never even dare hint at that. It's kind of odd, but there you have it. Shawn Michaels, The Rock, their complicated heat and history, and HBK family getting just cooked up by the evil trolls of the internet wrestling community, and Shawn just being in so much of these reports, a non-active wrestler leading into WrestleMania. It's kind of wild. Let's talk about it all below, and I'll get with you guys on the next one. Peace.